Hey everyone, my name is Joni. We have about 5 minutes left in our countdown, and I just wanted to tell you about a few things that I want you guys to grab for a fun game. Now, I want you guys to grab a straw and a ball or a light object for the game that we're gonna play a little bit later on. Now, I'm gonna see you guys in a few minutes. I want you guys to go grab these things, and I'll see you in a few. Sounds good? All right. Hey guys, it's Joni again. We have about 1 minute left in our countdown. Now I want you guys to grab your straw and your ball. I hope you guys have it for our game that's coming up. I will see you guys soon.
Easter, a time for fake grass, plastic eggs, these things, chocolate bunnies, and people dressed as bunnies. And then there are the weird parts of Easter, like fake grass, plastic eggs, these things, chocolate bunnies, and people dressed as bunnies, which is interesting. But what does all this stuff have to do with Easter? And if this holiday is about more than candy and wearing uncomfortable clothes to church and lunch with your relatives, what makes Easter happy?
Happy Easter, everyone! My name is Antares, and today we're going to have so much fun together. Our Easter party today is for everyone in your family. So if you're watching by yourself, go grab your family so you can all enjoy this party together. Now, for our party today, we want as many people as possible watching and enjoying this video. So right now, I challenge you to share this video and tag some friends in the comments. Who can you think of that would like to be part of this? Make sure to tag them. We have some super fun things planned for today, including some games, family activities, a special Bible story video, and more. Speaking of games and family activities, some of our games require you to grab a few supplies from around your house. If you like to get prepared, then make sure you grab the following things: a straw for each member in your family, and mini marshmallows or some other small light objects like tiny paper balls. Now, all that being said, we want to see what you guys are doing. So when your family is playing a game or completing an activity, make sure you take a picture and post it to your social media using the hashtag SpringsEasterJam. This way, we can all see the way other families are completing the challenges. Also, be sure to tag us at Springs Kids in your post so we can be sure to see it. All right, are you guys ready to get started with our first praise and worship song? Awesome! Well, happy Easter everyone, and have fun!
Living every day, living to praise your name. Hey guys, Petra here, and I want to tell you guys a really quick, fun Easter memory I have. So it was the weekend after Easter, and all of the chocolate had gone on sale at the dollar store. And me and my brother went with our allowance to buy some chocolate. And my brother used all of his money and bought a whole bag of chocolate. But do you guys think he took a long time to eat it? No, he ate it all that afternoon while we played at the park. And when we got home, he wasn't very hungry, and he ended up throwing up all of the chocolate. It was so brown, his puke looked like chocolate. And the reason this is one of my funnest memories is because it reminds me that while Easter is fun and we get lots of chocolate, we should also remember not to eat it all at one time. Well, I hope you guys have a happy Easter and enjoy the rest of the lesson. Bye guys.
Hi guys, my name is Janae and I am so pumped to be with you guys today for your Easter game. Are you guys ready to get started? Awesome, let's do this. So, if you guys were in the countdown video, you would have seen that Joni was in there telling you everything that you need in order to play this game. As you guys can see, I have a straw and I have a little tiny ball with me today. So you guys are gonna have to go find a straw, and it doesn't have to be a tiny ball. It can be any light object that you can find around your house. Once you guys have those, you guys have to choose an opponent. Now this can be anybody in your house. It could be your sister, your brother, anybody. Once you guys choose your opponent, then you're gonna have to choose a starting and a finish line. So this could be from your couch to the other end of your couch, could be from one side of the room to the other side, it doesn't matter. That's up to you guys to decide. Now, how you play this game is you're gonna take your straw and your tiny object and you're gonna go like this. And whoever gets to the other side of your finish line first wins. I'm gonna give you 20 seconds to go and find your straw and your tiny object, and then we're gonna start this game. All right, you guys have everything you need now? Perfect. We're gonna start this game and then we're gonna go right into a Bible story. So I hope you guys have a blast playing this game and enjoy the Bible story. Your game starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story. Inspired by the entire Bible.
In the beginning, God created a magnificent paradise, and everything in it was good. He created water and land and plants and trees and birds and fish and animals. And then, from the very dust of the earth, God created a man called Adam. He created a woman called Eve. They were the first two people on earth, made in God's image, living peacefully in paradise. Adam and Eve were friends with God, but then they made a terrible choice. God had given Adam and Eve one rule.
You must not eat the fruit from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. If you do, you will certainly die.
But the temptation was too great for Adam and Eve. They broke God's rule, and what was once a paradise became a broken world. People started telling lies.
It was the woman you put here with me. She made me eat it.
Brother fought against brother.
No!
Selfishness spread through generations. When there had been peace in the garden, now there was pain and sin and death separating people from their Creator. But God had a plan to make peace once again with the people He loved so much. Hundreds of years after Adam and Eve broke His rule, God chose a man named Abraham and said,
All nations on earth will be blessed because of you. Look up at the sky. Count the stars if you can. That's how many children will be born into your family.
So Abraham had a son, Isaac, and Isaac grew up to have 2 sons of his own, Jacob and Esau. And those 2 sons had children of their own. Jacob, who God renamed Israel, he himself had 12 sons. So God had given Abraham a huge family just like He promised. But God's people, the Israelites, were still lost and broken, separated from Him. They still did not have peace. They didn't have peace when God rescued them from slavery in Egypt, when God led them through the Red Sea to escape their enemies.
Okay, great. But what are we supposed to eat out here in the desert? Sand?
The nation of Israel didn't have peace when God gave them a new law.
These commandments are hard. We want a king like all the other nations.
They didn't even get peace when God gave them a king.
The king's laws are no fair. We want a new God, like all the other nations.
Nope, nothing gave God's people lasting peace. They were still lost and broken and separated from God for thousands of years. But God had not forgotten the promise He made to Abraham.
All nations on earth will be blessed because of you.
God still had a plan to show the people just how much He cared for them. He knew this broken world would never be able to rescue itself, so God made a way. God sent His Son, Jesus, to bring peace on earth once and for all. Jesus grew up and He taught people love and compassion, forgiveness and grace. He healed the sick and befriended the outcasts. He saw what was wrong and made it right. He loved the world and its people so deeply, He gave His life on a cross to pay for the sins of the whole world.
Father, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing.
In Colossians, the Apostle Paul tells us God made peace through Christ's blood, through His death on the cross. When Jesus chose to give up His life, He paid the cost of every sin ever committed and every sin that had yet to be committed. People no longer had to be separated from God. But in the 3 dark days immediately following Jesus' death, His followers didn't understand all of that yet. They huddled in the dark, afraid that they too might be arrested or even killed.
Who's there?
Early on the morning of the 3rd day, Mary Magdalene arrived at the home where the disciples were staying.
They have taken the Lord out of the tomb. We don't know where they have put Him.
The disciples stared at each other in shock. Then, Peter and John lunged for the door. They raced each other all the way back to the tomb where Jesus had been placed.
The tomb really is empty.
There are the linen cloths they wrapped Him in.
Peter and John returned home, still uncertain and confused. And Mary Magdalene, who had followed them, stayed behind in the garden. And as she wept, she noticed a man standing nearby. And at first, she thought he was the gardener.
Sir, did you carry Jesus away? Tell me where you put Him.
Mary.
The instant the man spoke, Mary Magdalene knew immediately who he was. It was Jesus, alive again.
Teacher!
Overjoyed, Mary returned to the disciples to share the incredible news.
I have seen the Lord.
It was true. Jesus had come back from the dead. He's more powerful than sin, more powerful than death. And through Him, we can have peace with God and work toward peace with others as God intended from the very beginning.
Wow, if you think about it, Jesus is the ultimate peacemaker. He came down to earth and he made peace with God so that we could have peace with God. And we've all been forgiven of anything that we've ever done or ever will do because of what Jesus did on the cross. If you think about it, everything in history all led to what Jesus did on the cross. And we know that we can have peace because we've been forgiven because of what Jesus did. That is so special and so powerful. And I know we talk about this every Easter, but it's something powerful that we need to remind ourselves of because it can be easy to forget about this. That if Jesus came down for just you or just me, he would still do it. He would still die on the cross and he would come back to life so that we could have peace with God. So if you're struggling to have peace with someone in your life, if you're struggling to have peace because of a situation in your life, remember that you can have peace because you have peace with God. Because Jesus forgave us of everything that we did. Now, as we celebrate Easter, I want you to remember this. We can trust God no matter what. We can trust God with anything in our lives, anything in our minds, anything that we are going through. We can always trust him. Now, I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to bow your heads, and I want to pray with you guys. Dear God, thank you for making peace with us. Thank you for sending your son Jesus to live the perfect life that we couldn't live, to die on the cross, and to come back to make everything right. God, thank you that as we go through life, there's gonna be times where we may be tempted to not have peace or to hold on to offense, but I thank you that you would help us to make peace with those around us. And I thank you for the gift that you've given us in Jesus and the fact that he loves us so much. So help us with this today, this week, as we celebrate this and all throughout the rest of our lives. In Jesus' name, amen. Awesome. Well, I hope you guys had a lot of fun with us so far. We're not done yet. We've got some fun stuff going on. You know what? If you have not checked out our Good Friday special service that Pastor Leon put on, I want to encourage you as a family to go watch that because he did something special where they went through communion together. And communion is something that we as Christians practice. And so I wanted you to do that as a family. So if you haven't done it yet, check out Leon Fontaine Official on YouTube or Facebook, and you guys can do that together as a family. That's part of this right here. I want you to follow up with that so you guys can go and do communion together. Now we've got a really fun game coming up, and then we've got one more song for you to dance to. So I want you guys to check this out.
Hey guys, I am so excited to introduce our next game. It is called Easter I Spy. Now, the way it's gonna work is it's gonna be a little bit like an Easter egg hunt, except it's gonna pop up on the screen behind me. So there's gonna be some Easter eggs that are hidden in some scenes. And when the scene pops up, I need you guys to try and find the Easter egg in 15 seconds. Do you guys think you can help me do that? Awesome. Well, let's take a look at our first picture. All right, do you guys see it? Oh, it might be a little bit tough. All right, guys, time's up. The Easter egg was right over there, behind that sign. Did you guys find it? Aw, that's okay. If you didn't find it, don't worry. We've got a few more pictures. So let's take a look at our second picture. All right, time's up, you guys. Hopefully you guys found it. If you didn't, it was right here behind the swing sets. All right, now this next one I've heard is gonna be a little bit more tricky. So let's take a look at our very last picture. I'm sure you guys can do it. All right, you guys, time's up. Hopefully you found that last Easter egg. It was right here behind the pink bunny. All right, I had so much fun doing that Easter egg hunt with you guys. I hope you guys were able to find 3 eggs. If not, hopefully you found at least 2. Now, I've also had so much fun hanging out with you guys and doing this Easter gem lesson. We hope that you guys have had as much fun as we have. Now, don't forget, if you guys took pictures, post them to your social media so we can see them. And don't forget to use the hashtag #SpringsEasterJam. All right, guys, we're gonna do one last praise and worship song. So stand up, Get ready to praise and worship, do some dancing, because this next song is really catchy. All right, bye guys.
The greatest day in history. Death is beating, you have rescued me. Sing it out, Jesus is alive. The empty cross, the empty grave, life eternal, you have won the day. Shout it out, Jesus is alive. He's alive. Oh, happy day, happy day. You wash my sin away. Oh, happy day, happy day. I'll never be the same. Forever I'm changed. I'll never be the same. When I stand in that place, realize meeting face to face. I am yours, Jesus, you are mine. In this joy, perfect peace, earthly pain finally will cease. Celebrate, Jesus is alive.